Just wait for people to turn up, I suppose. Oh yeah, I better do the thing where I tell everyone about the thing, eh? Because that's quite important. Because if you don't tell everyone about the thing, how are they supposed to know about a thing? Welcome in, Deb. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. There we go. Oh my God, now the world knows I'm live. Isn't that amazing? Technologia. I've also got a cup of coffee. Delightful. So today we're going to be watching a couple of videos in relation to paradise. But Sam at Every Size did a video on paradise last year. So I'm interested to see what she said last year and how it relates to the stuff that happened recently. So that'll be a good one. We've also got Michelle McDaniel talking about Paradise documentary. Welcome in, Zizi. Good to see you. Hope you're well. We're also looking at Michelle McDaniel today. We've also got a Big Craig Secret Eaters video. And we've got a short documentary about strong women. So should be a good stream today, I imagine. As it is every time. But yeah, how you both doing? Welcome in, Pole Peace Week. Good to see you. Hope you're well. It was a very successful Boy World stream yesterday. We got over 40 people in at one point. It was incredible. Boy World's taking off. It's going to skyrocket, let me tell you. You just need more boys involved. Sunday, Sunday, so good to me. Boy streams always fun. They are, Deb. They are. Oh, Poppy just finished. All right, no worries. That's fine. I did see he was live, so yeah. As you all know, I do like to have a few minutes beforehand to wait for people to come in, and the people that come in straight away, we can have a nice little chat, you know? But that's the thing when you have like crossover audiences, you know. Obviously, Pulpy's a much more popular content creator than I am, so he's going to be like, you know, my co-host. This is Cyril the Sloth. Hey, Cyril. You right, Cyril? He's very cute indeed, I must say. Good morning, Feminine. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Good morning, Ray Ray. Good to see you too. How's everyone doing? Was it foodie Pulpy was talking about today? Think so. I was busy having a bit of lunch and jiving to some music. I got some lovely rolls from the bakery the other day, and they're still nice and soft. and had them with a bit of smoked ham and a bit of cheddar cheese. It was lovely. Oh, QLR. Fair enough. Roz and her ramen. Oh, from this morning. Yeah, before I went to bed, I was in Nikki T's live having a little look see, and Julia all the way in from Syria, exactly. Isn't that right, Julia? Hey, exactly. So yeah, so there will be some. There's going to be some QLR related stuff today. So good for me. Just frying up some bacon. Going to start on my chicken for the week, and then I'm taking y'all to the pool with me. Oh my God, get me some floaters. Get me some like arm floaters. And welcome in Vogue. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Shall we get started? Let's get started. Okay, so this video is actually from last year, and it's called Paradise or Body Positive Nightmare. Creepy man runs sanctuary for fat women. And the creepy man in question is obviously Stefan Wilhelmi, whatever his fucking surname is. So Sam at Every Size here was very ahead of the times with talking about Paradise. So we're going to watch this video and see what Sam says. Sam says, hands on heads.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here and this is the first time you are seeing my face, welcome. I make weekly videos dissecting internet
I love Sam
nonsense,
too,
so
yeah.
if you're into that type of thing or you like today's video, I hope that you'll consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel and to make sure you never miss another upload from me. For the first time ever, I feel like I have to admit that I am struggling. I don't really know where or how to start this video. Like, there's no cute or quirky way to talk about the things we're going to be talking about.
Oh my God, quirky mention. Me. Let's talk about me. Me. Quirky love Rosie. Me. Oh my God, did you hear about the war in China? Well, I like Chinese food, so me.
And this is coming
They are
from
nice, aren't they?
a video that I just did 2 weeks ago where I was talking about the unfortunate passing of a 29-year-old named Cass. Within her content was a
She
door,
has, yeah.
and once that door was open, it led me to one of the darkest recesses of the internet that I have ever found myself on,
Good afternoon, love.
admittedly.
Hope you're
Even
well.
sitting down to film, I'm not fully convinced that I want to walk through that door. I am more so feeling pulled through the door because there are things that have happened that I uncovered while I was researching Cass, and I feel like there are things that need to be talked about, specifically around the communities that we talk about on the channel. But before I get too far, I'm going to
Welcome
pause
in,
to
Dan. Good to
preface
see
this
you.
video
Hope you're well.
by saying that I'm going to be using more protective language than I normally do throughout the video, and everything that I'm discussing is my subjective opinion based on very public allegations using material produced for the public and also public court documents.
Okay.
All of which are covered by fair use and the First Amendment. I am also going to pause here for a second to let you all know content warning. This video is going to contain discussion about very serious topics such as SA, grooming, and manipulation. If you are not in a headspace to talk about any of those things today, please go ahead and click out of today's video. There are plenty of other videos on the channel that are much more lighthearted. Go and watch one of those. Those also support me, and then we will catch you back here next week. Okay, with that said, I want to go ahead and start today's video with a little mind exercise, okay?
Okay.
I want each of you to close your eyes, and I want you to envision, for me, the most body positive space you can. A space where fatness is queen. A place marketed as safe and non-judgmental. A space where plus-size women get together and celebrate their bodies by hosting pool parties in bikinis, playing games, and watching movies. They even host TikTok live streams where they help other women learn to love their bodies and be confident in the skin
Gosh, thank
they're
you so much
in.
for the
Can you
membership. I
picture
appreciate that.
it?
Thank you.
Now I want you to picture
Hope you
who
well.
would host such a gathering. Could it be Virgie Tovar? She sells classes. No? Oh, what about Lizzo? She loves her body.
Ah, but Lizzo's thin now and everybody hates her.
No? Hmm. What about Carissa over at Fat Girl Flow? She
Maybe.
sells fat camp classes complete with nude calendars.
Oh, I know. It's a really creepy German guy who loves big and tall women and tries to manipulate them into staying with him.
Close, but also no.
Oh,
Would
oh.
it surprise you to learn that this place is run not by a woman at all, but by a singular German man named Stefan? Stefan is a software developer or engineer, and he is the creator of a community known online as Paradise. This online community includes a Facebook page, Discord server, and TikTok account marketed.
I'm on the same Discord server that Quirky Love Rosie messaged him saying, "Oh my God, can I come to your orgies, please? I'm really. Oh, yeah, that one. Oh, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, love. I really appreciate that. That's very kind. Thank you.
As a safe space for plus size women. The Paradise TikTok was launched in 2020, and since its launch, Stefan has worked hard to build his online persona as that of an ally and an advocate for body positivity, fat acceptance, and fat liberation. He promotes loving and embracing all bodies and projects inclusivity, going as far as to make sure every space in his home can accommodate his plus size friends.
Hmm.
He also promotes himself as an ethical leader who advocates for personal growth, often expressing how he has helped others by caring for their well being or showing them their true potential.
Right.
Despite this loving, caring, genuine person persona he puts on, in my opinion, this man is a walking, talking red flag. And I felt that in the core of my soul the moment that I saw his face.
And remember, this video is 1 year before the documentary came out. So Sam at Every Size was telling us this guy is a red flag, this guy is a red flag. And a lot of us didn't notice until a year afterwards.
In Cass's content. And what I found when I started to dig into him and his so called safe community was
I
not
know,
a
Deb.
caring and loving person, but rather, in my opinion, someone who is controlling and manipulative, and who used his wealth and power to lure vulnerable women into his house where he can then prey on them, and then he follows that and keeps them quiet by intimidating them and ultimately retaliating when they speak up. The first and most obvious red flag to me was the overuse of social media buzzwords in their marketing. So think words like safe space, body
Oh,
positivity,
yeah.
bully free, and judgment free zone. These words and phrases are being used in marketing to target a very specific audience, right? Who would these words appeal to? Well, in my opinion, they're
Welcome in,
appealing to
Debbie.
people who
Thank you
feel
very
like
much.
they've
Hope
been
you're well.
bullied or belittled for the way they look.
So he obviously from the outset with his social media presence, he was trying to go for people whose personalities are quite malleable, I would say. People that can be manipulated into thinking, wow, you're so big, you're so wonderful, come and stay with me. And then once you catch them, once you get them in the house, Stefan was like, right, you're mine now and you can't escape. So all it takes is for him to do a number of videos where he's portraying everything in such a positive light, everything's wonderful. But as soon as you step foot in that house, you can't escape.
Or the size of their body. It's also clear that they're targeting plus size women, but they're targeting them in a way where you can tell that these are women who may have followed or brushed up against or read some of the rhetoric coming out of the body positive, fat liberation, and fat acceptance spaces
Yeah,
as they exist
makes
right
sense.
now online. they're using the same kind of vocabulary to appeal to those women. Now, when I say that Stefan is targeting vulnerable women, I don't necessarily mean vulnerability as weakness. I don't think that these women are weak. I know that was a concern of a few of them.
I think, yeah, when it comes to vulnerability, it's more like the need and the want to be loved, I guess, or to be put in high regard, I suppose. And I think that's the biggest thing. Personally, when I was in the feeder community, I felt like I needed to have a lot of a lot of validation from these people. There was a lot of, telling me how handsome I was and, how big I was and things like that. And, when you're constantly when you're constantly bombarded with praise for how you look, you do tend to, you start believing in your own hype. You do believe that you do believe what people are telling you. But then, when you start feeling, oh, I don't feel right in this body, I want to lose weight, that's kind of when that's when it takes a turn for the worse. And, they start telling you that you're not going to look any good if you're thinner, you're not going to look any good at this weight, you're going to be horrendous if you do this, what about loose skin, etc., etc. And it's a very it's tough being manipulated like that. But if that's all you know and that's all you want to know, because a lot of it can be your own delusion, um, then it's just, yeah, it's just how it is, really. Low self-esteem, needed a place to stay, so felt obligated to give in or wanted to fit in. Yeah, exactly. Preying on someone's insecurities. Yeah, yeah.
Who have spoken out. Rather, I believe that Stefan has an understanding that when people are going through things that make them feel vulnerable, they're often also feeling confused or overwhelmed. And
Joke's on them because I look gorgeous. Thanks, love. On that topic, I've noticed Instagram is starting to put feeder videos in my feed, which is odd. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's to do with, like, it depends on what content you watch because the algorithm will push that towards you. When I first started watching Quirky Love Rosie, it pushed a lot of feeder YouTube videos onto me. Like, not even documentaries about feederism and all that, like legit men holding their bellies and eating. That was the content when I first started watching Quirky Love Rosie, right? So if you're telling me that Quirky Love Rosie reckons she's escaped feederism, bullshit. Her videos push the algorithm of feeder content onto other people. So you can imagine QLR has a 10% under 18 fan base, right? According to her stats. That content gets pushed to those under 18s. In my opinion, I believe this guy tried to hit on women above his league and he got rejected severely, so now he targets women who have no value, as almost to say, I get back all you women kind of thing. I don't know. It's from what I've heard of him, he's always liked big women, so I
I
don't
want
know.
you to think about a time in your life where you felt super vulnerable and overwhelmed. What was the first thing you did? For me, it's to seek out community. And I think that that's true for many people. And what Stefan has done is created a community where people go to share their vulnerabilities. And those women's personal struggles, in my opinion, become his gain. And how do we know this? Well, if you think about it, when a community is run almost exclusively online, that means that much of the communication that's taking place is public or is likely to become public as people share screenshots
Yeah, true.
and direct messages and things of that nature. So, with that being said, of course, there are TikToks, archived live streams, screenshots from Discord and direct messages that are now publicly available for people to see. And within those documents, it becomes clear that many
I
of the
reckon
people who
so,
have
Deb, yeah.
participated in this community, either online or in person, have dealt with some sort of vulnerability or trauma. It's been said by several sources that multiple women who have stayed in the Paradise House have dealt with previous SA.
The problem is SA, and I'm not even going to use the word here. SA is extremely serious. And right now, right here at my house, I have multiple people that have gone through it.
At least one woman
Okay. Yeah, so he seems to prey on, yeah, he seems to prey on extremely vulnerable women. That seems to be his MO here.
dealt with a terrible, toxic relationship.
So I can say that. It's free speech. Savvy's boyfriend posted
Good morning,
her
Miles. Hope you're well.
naked pictures and videos on a public site. I've seen it. I have the recording. I still have the screenshots of it. So it's true. I can absolutely say that. Her boyfriend cheated on her, and she came in the chat and confided to all of us and cried in the chat to all of us. I can say that because I saw it with my own eyes.
And many of the women have also
Oh, so he's like trying to be the nice guy, like, oh yeah, come here, I'll take you in. I'm a really nice guy, and then all of a sudden gets him in a headlock. Welcome in, Stella. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Yeah, I know, Stefan. This video is from a year ago, Stella. So Sam at Every Size was well ahead of everyone else.
expressed on their own platforms that they have dealt with mental health issues such as anxiety or depression.
I have been struggling with my anxiety and my depression and battling feelings that I hate myself and I feel like
Yeah, like obviously, I'm speaking from my own experience here as well. But when you get involved in that kind of community, you do seem to be at your lowest point.
I'm not good enough.
It appears to me, based on a pattern of behavior, that when people are going through these things and they're seeking out community, Paradise was their community of choice. It was their
Exactly,
safe,
Deb.
trusted community.
There are a lot of beautiful people out there with low self-esteem, and unfortunately, they get taken advantage of.
Community where they were sharing the things that were happening to them or the things that were happening in their lives. Many of the women have shared their experiences where they started to participate in the Discord or the Facebook group, or they would comment on his TikTok. They would get a message from Stefan. They would go back and forth in conversation, and then he would quickly offer to fly them to his house in Las Vegas.
And I originally interacted with him and I was just like, hey, do you have suggestions on places I can go to here in Vegas? Because obviously with everything shut down, I was like, where are all these cool videos where you're taking these road trips to? Because like, need fun things to do. So that's originally how we started talking. And then he was like, yeah, do you want to meet? And I was like, sure. Like, you want to meet at a coffee shop? And he's like, oh, just come to my house. And I was like,
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's an insane red flag if the first time he wants to meet these girls, it's like, come straight to my house. Meeting in a public place. If you're going on a first date, you should definitely be meeting in a public place, right? Because you don't know what the other person's going to be like. So, you definitely need to take some precautions there. And if the first thing that guy says is come straight to my house, that is a massive red flag.
all right.
It's not sketchy at all.
Right? I was like, figured like a coffee shop parking lot, because obviously the inside's
Like maybe
closed,
a public
but
place where other people can witness our interactions.
Exactly.
Once in his home, several women have
Booty club,
alleged
yeah.
that they were touched by Stefan without their consent.
I wonder why QLR wasn't invited. Because she is, I don't know. She's ugly. I don't know.
That they were living in this toxic, overly sexualized environment where women were being pitted against one another by Stefan and for his approval, but also being manipulated and coerced into doing things that they were uncomfortable with. There was one woman who perfectly encapsulated the way that she felt living in the space with Stefan when she said this.
Well, because it's his house and it's his hotel. No, but that's not how that works, but okay.
Yeah, that's the other dangerous thing. For anyone who's ever considering going to one of his parties or his house or whatever,
Please don't.
just be aware that his mentality is if you are there, you are open to him touching you or him wanting to be in your room without your permission, because he doesn't understand that by allowing guests in, there is now like a shift of power. You don't get to just be like, my house, my rules, you do.
What fucking creep. And Quirky Love Rosie messaged him. He didn't message her. She messaged him first. Because she was desperate to go there. Fucking hell.
What I want. Especially if you're using it as an open place for a lot of people to come and go.
In 2021, one woman came forward alleging on TikTok that Stefan had touched her without her consent, caressing her stomach and spanking her butt. Her friend shared a similar sentiment as the two had traveled to his home together. Their stories were then picked up by another TikToker who currently goes by Kimmy Ann on her platforms, and then others joined in, adding their negative lived experiences within the Paradise community. Stefan's response to all of this was to sue the 5 women who were speaking out for defamation and slander, as well as taking to TikTok Live to tell his side of the story. Stefan is adamant that he has never touched anyone in his house without their consent. And in this specific situation with these allegations, he leans heavily into the fact
I made 2 girls uncomfortable because I was a bit too touchy-feely. After they had sent me nudes and given me the impression that flirting with them was welcome for one of them and I had been kissed by the other. And just in general, we all thought we were super tight and intimate friends, and a little friendly non-sexual banter, like a casual belly rub, would be not a problem. Uh-huh. I mean, anybody can retract consent if they don't feel comfortable with something. And with Stefan's sexual proclivities, a belly rub would not be non-sexual. That would be a very sexual thing to somebody like Stefan. So that's utter bullshit right there. Sending news and the real thing is very different. Oh yeah, definitely. Like if you send nudes and you meet the person in person and you find that you don't vibe, the fact that you sent nudes doesn't matter. You can feel uncomfortable and stop and go.
That consent was coming from messages and a message conversation that had been flirty prior to this woman's arrival at his house. But he also published a few things that directly contradict this sentiment, including sending a message that says he never touched anyone after the appropriate message was received. So essentially admitting that he knew he made someone uncomfortable by touching them without their consent, because it was only after they expressed their discomfort with touching that he stopped. It's almost as if he should have just asked before he did it, rather than doing it and waiting for that message to come. He also said this in a live stream.
Welcome in, Hot Latte. Hope you're well.
Did anyone express to you, did anybody express to me?
I said this when I watched the episodes, no means no, even if you said yes before you can revoke your consent. Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
That they didn't like you touching them while they were there. No, not really. There was one incident where basically just a little friendly banter was kind of like, it was basically just like, you know what? Meh. I can read signs.
I find this one so interesting.
Well, he obviously can't read signs if that's what's happening. It's interesting what money does to some people. Exactly. This guy's like a rich software developer, so he basically thought he could buy his way into getting a harem of plus size women. Yeah, exactly. Middle. Welcome in, by the way.
Literally, I have notes in all caps on my computer here.
It's not a good answer.
Because it was so clear to me that the person who is asking this question is trying to...
Yes, because he is a clown, Decker. Fucking hell.
...lead him, right, They essentially want him to say, no, that never happened. I would never do that. Therefore, all of the claims these victims are making aren't true. They have no grounds. But his response was, no, not really. And I'm going to say this for the people in the back, because I know that Stefan still has a lot of support on these platforms. Not really is not a no. And in my opinion, this is him again saying he is aware that he made someone uncomfortable. Oh, and I don't want to forget, after these allegations came out, he also sent a message saying that he knows he's too touchy-feely.
This is a nasty smear. This is a nasty smear campaign with the only goal to get clout by trying to destroy someone's life. Anyone who has met me in person knows I would never go anywhere close to SA. I made 2 girls uncomfortable because I was a bit too touchy-feely. Okay. After they had sent me nudes and given me the impression that flirting was welcome for the one of them. Yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to flirting, you can flirt with just words. You don't have to flirt like with a belly rub, you know? He still doesn't understand Deb. No, he still thinks he's in the right. Even when, like, after the cameras were off, he told people utter bullshit.
Sometimes. And as if the messages themselves aren't damning enough, I also found an Instagram post where he expresses that he needs a partner who is in the mood multiple times per day because his love language has always been touch. And if that wasn't enough to convince you that he had done no wrong, he decided to go ahead and release some security camera footage from inside his house. That's right. He's filming them all the time in the common areas like they're on Big Brother. So he decided he should release that to clear his name.
Right. This video shows Stefan giving a high five and then he moves a remote before reaching down again and touching her backside.
You guys have
Okay,
wanted
very
evidence
large.
and Piggy dropped some. This is Stefan's submitted evidence. Like,
So basically, I mean, he didn't even do it like surreptitiously. He just went and got the remote and they went, "Rick, rick, rick, rick." A fucking weirdo.
bro, what?
I do feel like I should add here, now that you've seen the footage, that he released this fully expecting to prove his point that these women did not act the way the SA victims should act.
So yeah, he released the security camera footage because he genuinely thought he wasn't doing anything wrong. That was his mental state, where he thought that just grabbing a woman's belly without her permission was like, yeah, I can do that because, you know, they're in my house and they sent me nudes 6 months ago, which means they still must be up for it. So he still thinks that, you know, he can do what he wants to them.
Which is absolutely disgusting. And I'm gonna be honest here, I did not think it could get worse than this, than him saying they didn't act the way they should have. And then I found clips on his social media, on Paradise's social media, on their social media where they tagged Paradise.
There's no hard and fast way for an SA victim to act. There are a multitude of ways that people act when certain things happen to them. It's a very silly thing to say, and it clearly comes from a mind of somebody who really seems to think they're doing something good when in actual fact it's verging on evil what they're doing.
Other women defending this by saying things like this.
I'm a survivor of sex assault. I know what it really is. I know what it's like to be down against your will and have parts of your life destroyed. I would never in my life ever put another human being in that position. I would also never, ever, ever advocate for someone that I feel is capable of doing such things.
And this was interesting to me because as we heard earlier with all of the other allegations, it was actually said that Stefan in the Paradise community would pit women against one another or use them to do his dirty work and or coerce and manipulate other women into doing things they did not feel comfortable doing. And we're seeing that happen firsthand here. And within this conversation, something that hasn't been mentioned yet, but is pretty important, is that he often had women that he was in relationships with serve as the face of his community. And those faces were important because they were responsible for bringing more women into the fold. The woman we just saw defending.
So I have no idea who this guy is. Is he just someone who invites plus size women to his house? Yeah, he lives in Las Vegas and he invites plus size women to his house and they all live there and it's called Paradise because you know pear shaped and all that kind of stuff. There was a documentary recently released called Escaping Paradise, which was on international television. So you know how big it is when something like this becomes an international television true crime documentary, Stefan is truly a reprehensible individual, and even though Sam did this a year ago, it's good that it's finally getting out that Stefan has been an absolutely awful man. And saying that Stefan's been an awful man, Quirky Love Rosie still decided to go up on panel with him and give him grace. So that's the kind of woman that Quirky Love Rosie is.
His behavior. Her name is Rita. And Rita is intriguing because she's been around for a very long time. She calls Stefan her chosen family, refers to him as her brother, and she is the one we see most often defending his behavior.
Oh, she's definitely drank the Kool-Aid then.
Going as far as to say that her friend is not capable of SA. But here's why I want to draw attention to Rita.
Rita, if there's anybody that can speak for like the vibes and the place and the party, it's Rita. Rita is in here. She said she's brought hundreds of people here.
Hi, Rita.
That's right.
There's a baby there. Holy shit.
Has helped by serving as the face of the Paradise community, bringing in hundreds of women by Stefan's own account. And maybe it's true. Maybe they do have a very different relationship because it appears like Rita is similar in age to Stefan, where the rest of the women in this situation tend to be much, much younger. And that's not unusual for Stefan.
Yeah, Rita seems like a groomer too. Because let's not get it twisted. Women can be just as evil as men, and if you get a man and a woman together who are on the same wavelength in that way, they can cause irreparable damage to many people.
He has been caught speaking with minors on his platforms. Okay. He fully admitted to speaking with a 16-year-old via direct message about her choice to wear a bikini.
I've had a 16-year-old hit me up on TikTok and literally tell me that my content was the reason that she put on a bikini and made a TikTok swimming in a lake.
There are also public screenshots of a Discord comment where a 17-year-old was expressing that maybe she was dumb.
Is it dumb of me to be more inclined to talk to older men, especially knowing that if they're talking to me, it's probable that they are immature? And this is Stefan's response. Actually, I wouldn't even see it that way. It could also seem positive for you. If an older guy talks to you or takes interest in you, it could also mean that you're very mature for your age and have your shit together. I tend to see things from the positive side. Right. Let me just ring Chris Hansen. Yeah. Can you go to Stefan Wilhelmi's house, please? He's a fucking nonce.
For being into older men or talking to them.
That's like, oh, you're very mature for your age. Yeah, that's what nonces say, Stefan. You fucking. Oh.
When they started talking to her.
Yeah, he's even called himself SSBW fan.
Stefan responded and told her that she shouldn't worry about that because they're seeing the maturity in her. Additional screenshots have also come out where a 17-year-old was asking how to get in.
Oh yes, you can totally join. The ID is to verify your age and that you're real. How old are you now? 17? What's your TikTok name again? Yeah, I'm real and I'm 17. Oh girl, you are cute. Don't ever let shit like this dim your light. Stay confident and awesome. Also, just out of total curiosity, haha, may I be nosy and ask how tall are you and how big? Hope that question doesn't offend you. I'm 6'1" and about 205. Your other vid showed up on my FYP, the one where you're showing your hips. And he said this to a 17-year-old. How old is Stefan? Oh no, they're brighter than his hair colours. Jesus Christ, what a fucking creep. Fucking hell.
Into their Discord. And you can see in these messages Stefan talking about her hips.
He's like the Timu Epstein.
Calling her cute and asking her how big and tall she is. And once again, on TikTok Live, he admitted to this conversation.
Yeah, take a seat,
I might have called a 17-year-old cute, but that was in order to hype her up.
And just to be clear, when all of this was happening, Stefan was in his late 40s.
Late 40s.
Now, I'm going to back up for 1 second here to talk more about...
Literally old enough to be her dad. Literally, possibly even granddad. 50, yeah, you could have 20, yeah. Old enough to be, yeah. Welcome in, Dr. Phil. Hope you're well.
About the women in Paradise and in Stefan's house being pitted against one another. Because there's just so much evidence of this happening, even by Stefan's own account. First, he tells the story of a woman who lived in the house, and he was told to avoid her by the other women because she was stinky and potentially had diseases.
Ever.
And now they're all best friends. Yeah. And you know what the funny...
If he was bullied as a kid, I think it was well deserved.
You know what the funniest thing is? The funniest thing ever? Ali told me on a recorded phone call how Porky treated her, and now Ali and Porky are this close.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could publish that recording where Ali is slandering Porky and saying like Porky was a pig. She smoked everywhere. She used
the nickname Porky. I don't understand why there's these nicknames like Porky, Pork Chop, all that kind of stuff. It's fucking disgusting.
Used all the groceries in the house. Didn't contribute. Like made the house a mess.
And he says all of this before bragging that one of the other
he's extremely
women
deceptive, Phil,
is the person who kicked this woman out.
He definitely needs to be bullied a bit more in Minecraft.
The funny thing is that Ali is now going around on that live stream, on Piggy's live stream. She was saying that she disappeared, that she chose to leave. Bullshit.
Know.
Erica kicked her out and said, like, if you come back to this house, it is on site. Like, literally another girl, not me, another girl said, if you come back here while I'm here, it's going to be a fight.
He also shared a really disturbing story where a woman who was staying in the house had had a few drinks and they were together in the hot tub, and she began flirting with him. And he needed to know if this flirting was real, and also I think he was trying to cover his ass with those security cameras, so he had another woman help him get consent.
Like, I have somebody that sat with me next to me in the hot tub, and Porky was coming on to me. Porky was starting to flirt with me and saying, like, do you want to do blah, 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 and my friend.
So you were trying to get a friend of yours to make sure that you got permission. Okay.
It was like, Porky, you had alcohol like 5 hours ago, whatever. Like, it was a long time before. It's because she was drunk in the afternoon, but in the evening she was fine. She was not drunk. In the court document, she's claiming she was drunk. She was sober because both of us made 3 times. We made sure that she is okay.
Yeah, but I mean, so after 5 hours, if you've been drinking after 5 hours, you would still, alcohol stays in your system for what, 24 hours at least? So yeah, they would still potentially be drunk.
Okay, we said like, hey, are you okay? Can you make decisions? How are you feeling?
It really is dead.
When was the last time you had a drink? What do you want to do? Are you sure about that? And then my friend said, ask for it. What do you want Stefan to do? Ask for it. Say it in words. So she made her say out loud, take my swim trunks off, or my bottoms, you know. And she made her say, you can touch me, you can do this, and that.
And finally,
Right.
he admits that he was once upon a time flirting too much with one woman in a group chat with multiple women, and those
Oh, was
other
she
women
really?
went behind his back, created their own texting group, and they decided that they were going to call this other woman out for texting and flirting with Stefan too much. He sells Paradise as this safe, welcoming community, but as we've seen throughout, I mean, it is anything but that. Throughout this defamation case, Stefan was online trying to defend himself, but also asking other people to step in and defend him, most of which you've already seen. But he was also trying to protect this persona of a genuine, loving, caring person. And what I haven't mentioned up to this point is within that persona, he added in being a good father. And this was an interesting choice to me because at this point, he decided to bring his own children into the mix by including them in live streams and talking about them and making Instagram posts about how good of a father he was, while also talking about his love for who he calls his baby mama. Her name is Cece, so I'm going to call her that, but he solely refers to her as baby mama. But I found that at the same time all of these allegations were coming out, and as Stefan and Cece...
Yeah, he has nothing to do with the children. And in the documentary, didn't one of them say that Stefan tried to get her to have birth control pills to make sure that Cece miscarried? Am I remembering that correctly?
They were making video after video about their love for one another and their amazing family and their amazing children. She was suing him for child support.
So he was putting all these TikToks out about how great a father he was, and the mother was suing him to get child support out of him. You can't make this shit up. Like, I'm a writer and I make fiction. I couldn't make up fiction like this. Yeah, Plan B pills, yeah. Tried to crush the pills into a drink without her knowing so that she would miscarry the baby. Yeah.
Make these things up. It's literally a public court case document that exists alongside the defamation documents. It's impossible to miss.
Exactly, Aaron. Like, if somebody's constantly telling you, I'm a nice person, I'm a nice person, I'm a nice person, I don't believe them to be a nice person, because if they have to force you to believe that they're a nice person, then they really aren't. She said he tried to get her to take abortion pills. Stefan tried to slip it in her drink. Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah.
Stefan ultimately lost his defamation lawsuit because despite his repeated claims that he had so much evidence via his security footage and things of that nature, he never proved that these allegations were false. Unfortunately, this loss did not stop him from keeping his Discord, his TikTok.
So he lost the defamation case, and part of his evidence was the security camera footage of him going up to somebody, rubbing their belly, and also him going up to somebody and groping their backside. Okay, he thought he would win a court case based on that. Shows you how deluded he is and how much he believes his own bullshit.
And his Facebook group active. It also did not stop him from trying to silence his dissenters. It is alleged that he has had multiple subreddits, Facebook groups, and even web pages taken down that try to share any information or allegations that have come out since this lawsuit. And with all of that said, I want to make one final point to kind of wrap this up. As I was looking into Stefan and Paradise, I became curious about what it means to be groomed as an adult. We typically tend to know what it looks like when someone's grooming a child, which is also of concern in this case. But I wanted to know, what does it mean when a person is in their 20s or even their early 30s? And what I found is that there are 6 stages: targeting victims, gaining their trust, fulfilling a need or void, and maintaining control. It's my opinion that Stefan is a groomer based off of these 6 stages.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's definitely a groomer. I mean, look at him. His whole face screams nonce to me.
We've seen throughout this video how he uses his online platforms to target his victims using buzzwords like safe space. We've heard how he will message with them to gain their trust before inviting them into his home where he can isolate them from their friends and family.
Yeah, don't trust
And
this
as
man.
we've seen, even though there are other women in his home, he's established control through pitting them against one another and creating inner circles where they must work to get his approval. Once they're in his home, he has control through his security cameras, through the women who defend him, and he uses that control to keep them quiet. Once they leave Paradise, process, and speak out to warn others, they are often retaliated against or threatened. He sued 5 women. He released nude footage of one victim to a live stream, and he threatens to post security footage.
I think, Phil, like, these women were emotionally vulnerable, so I think that was the way that they were groomed.
That will embarrass them. All right, that is all I have for you all today. At this point, I am so curious to know what you think. I'm curious to know if any of you had heard of Paradise or Stefan.
No.
This is by no means new. He's been doing this for a while. This defamation lawsuit took place in 2021 and 2022. But the main thing for me is just letting people know he is still active. He is still targeting new women, and he is still bringing them into his house, which means these things are likely still happening. And to make it even worse, because his behavior is already suspicious, and as I mentioned, he's known to retaliate and intimidate, he did mention in another live stream that he was thinking about adding NDAs to this whole thing. So are there women who are afraid to speak out because he's got them in some sort of weird non-disclosure agreement? My brain, I cannot fathom that. And I hope that if there are women trapped in that, they will hopefully talk to a lawyer, because NDAs sometimes are not ironclad, especially when it comes to crimes being committed.
Yeah.
I hope that today's video wasn't too dark. I hope you'll share with me how you're feeling in the comment section, because I love reading your opinions. You all always come with such great thoughts. Please share them with me down below. And for all my introvert friends out there who may not feel comfortable leaving their opinion in an internet comment section, I see you, I feel you. Go ahead and leave me some sort of emoji that lets me know how you're feeling after
really
this
good,
week's
Zizi.
video. Because it was a lot, and it was heavy, and honestly, it's disturbing to know that it's still potentially happening. So I'm curious to know how you feel. And you know, I love to see those emojis just as much as I love to read those opinions. As always, thank you all so much for being here with me this week. I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Okay, just to remind you guys, this video was from a year ago, okay? So Sam at Every Size was way ahead of everyone. Way ahead of everyone with regards to Stefan and Paradise. So please make sure you subscribe to her if you're not already, because that was a really good video with a really good insight in what Paradise was like, and probably still is like, unfortunately. So this video that we've got here is, they said this was Body Positivity, which is a 3-day-old video from Michelle McDaniel. And as you can see, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Zayamara, is in a wheelchair, and she's got a Domino's box under her chins. Under her chins. Under her chins. Sam does do really good videos, yeah.
Stuffed crust. Y'all, I am editing.
Welcome,
I couldn't
Mr.
help myself when I
Langelab.
rewatched this clip to get in here 0.2 seconds into the video and say, we don't have to try everything. Some things we can just leave to our imagination and roll on over and eat some fruit.
Body positivity. It's a phrase that has been mainstream for years now. A movement that was supposed to be about self-worth, confidence,
Zio,
acceptance,
thank
about
you.
certain body features that aren't so normal. Maybe your feet are a little large like La Cienaga's from the Proud Family.
Oh, now come on. I bet they're not so bad. Now!
Perhaps you were born without an arm or a leg. Maybe you have an oversized forehead and people call you Rihanna head. People in the comment section. Or maybe you're fat.
Yeah, Friday night, Friday scream, morning scream, Friday night, Friday.
Body positivity has turned into being positive about obesity. But when I saw a woman filming McDonald's, Chipotle, Panda Express mukbang from a hospital bed
Jesus
while connected
Christ.
to a breathing tube, not only did my booty cheeks clench, but I did have one question. How exactly did we get here? A breathing tube? Really? Body positivity was meant to empower women, the women that weren't your typical beauties. And with the rise of social media, it morphed into positivity for obesity.
You cannot judge my lifestyle based on this body type, based on any body type, because there are bigger bodied individuals who live healthy lives, who are healthy and are active. I'm so tired of
Yeah, looks really healthy, yeah.
people making assumptions about me based
Pretty
on
much
my body type.
The fat women, the thick women, the curvy women. Love your rolls, love your hips, love those ham hocks.
That's not
Also,
nice
they could
stuff.
feel loved, wanted, and desired as well. And boy, did they want their rolls to be loved.
Who lied to you? Who told you this wasn't cute? Why are we listening to men and magazines who make money off of our insecurities that this is not cute? I'm not any less beautiful because the outline of my stomach shows.
Many women were sold a story. Accept the fat and the rolls and the knee pain, and you will be delivered a world of happiness. In fact, there's a whole world, or a mansion, shall I say, that you can go if you have rolls to be loved exceptionally.
A body positive
Yes.
a judgment-free zone, a support group for those who have been bullied for their weight.
At first glance, it seems almost wholesome. A place where women who have spent their entire lives being judged for their size can finally feel acceptance. A place where bigger women are celebrated.
A place where you get emotionally manipulated at the whims of a single scrawny creep.
Instead of mocked. A place where they can make friends, build confidence, create content, and surround themselves with people who understand them. Some say a vacation, if you will, a paradise, or a content house. A content house is usually a mansion that influencers can go and they can record and have a really nice, lavish, luscious, rich, and amazing background. Shake their bodies around and dance in front of a camera for your enjoyment. But for this specific content house, they left out a part on the brochure. Sitting at the center of this so-called safe space is a man named Stefan, and depending on who you ask, he's either a body positive activist helping women find confidence, or the guy who built an entire empire around women with serious food issues for his own enjoyment. I don't wanna lose now. And unfortunately, right now for Stefan, he's clinging to his nice guy reputation like Scar hanging from the edge of Pride Rock. The problem? Well, he's about to fall. And if you're a regular on this channel, well, the name Stefan and that face and his weird hair, weird body, and just weird stature all over might be quite familiar, and that's because I've already made a video about this man years ago. And if you
Ooh, Michelle made a video about him 4 years ago. She's way ahead of the curve then. Holy shit.
also remember, he contacted me, messaged me, and tried to manipulate me into thinking that he's a nice guy. Well, Stefan, here I am again, and I'm sorry to break it to you, but I'm not one of those girls from your house who accept crumbs from a man. But I can't be manipulated in shifting my opinion. And I'm a very loud woman with plenty of microphones that I can speak into. And it sounds like you are no longer manipulating many of the women from the body positive community who set their little piggies on your weird property. And Stefan, and even some of the fat girlies, are shaking their McDonald's bag. Yes, some of the women from the body positive community are very upset with Stefan, but some are extremely upset that this documentary is talking about body positivity and the ins and outs, the internal insides of it all. And so I got so curious. Why is this 1-minute trailer shaking up many of the fat women in this community and, well, freaky ass Stefan? Big Girls Wanted escaping paradise. If you don't know, paradise is what Stefan labeled his fat woman sanctuary, what he calls a body positive sanctuary, where you can go to feel loved and safe. Let's get through the trailer and then we will get to all the videos of the women and Stefan freaking out about a documentary that they signed up for, and now they don't want it to come out. The Escaping Paradise trailer starts out very strong, with a foot, just all up in my face, but they start off pretty strong and talk about how a lot of these women are the person who found this advertisement of a place where you can go if you're obese and not be judged because she had something missing inside of her. Love, acceptance.
I want to feel loved. I want to feel desired. And that's not something that happens often to a fat girl.
I can understand that as a black woman, especially someone who went to schools where it was like mostly white people, and so you feel so out of place. But I also have to say, from the videos that I saw even before this documentary comes out, I called it years ago when I dressed up like a clown circus ringleader, that this man is not body positive. I feel like he's a freak, and he used TikTok to
He's a freak who loves big women. It's his fetish. He's disguising his fetish as a safe space. That's basically what he's doing. It's, you know, it's just... He tries to come off as a nice guy, even though he's an absolute fucking creepazoid. And he just likes to talk to big women because that's his fetish. He likes to belly rub women. He likes to rub their big booties. And also, if they're 16 or 17, he doesn't mind that either. Come have a seat, Stefan.
in the very insecure obese women and get them in his house.
I was scrolling on TikTok. This guy holds up a pair of bathing suit bottoms and he says, if you can fit in these, I want you in my pool.
See, that right there. Does that sound like, oh, body positivity, come
He's
here and
literally
feel
called
like
SSBBW
you're normal.
fan,
No, that's
yeah.
a weird, awkward shaped man with a lot of money holding up oversized swim gear, wanting you to put your ass cheeks in. Weird and freaky. And Stefan, if you're watching, which you just might be because he's been in every single comment section so far, people who made videos about this and the body positive movement, trying to manipulate and prove that he's a nice guy. And Stefan, we already know what happened last time when you did that in my comment section. Don't do it again.
Welcome to paradise.
Pause. Just a question for the chat. Like, I know some people are just naive, but I'm just asking, just my general audience. If you went to a place, a mansion, and there's just one man standing at the front of this mansion door saying, well, that, would you leave? Because that was a little horrifying.
Yeah, I'd expect to wake up in an ice bath with both my kidneys missing. That's what I'd expect if I met him.
Right? I feel like I'd be the main character in a Netflix movie or documentary, which I mean, now there's a documentary coming out on this guy because he's freaky in every way. He's so weird.
Michelle
Because in my
McDaniel is
opinion, he is
great.
lying. He's using this body positivity and selling it so that he can gain something
That's a
from
good
it. He's not
idea,
doing this
Phil.
from the crevices of his caring heart. And the fat girls are even saying that.
But he's selling a fantasy.
See?
You'll be loved here, worshipped like a goddess, but they don't tell you the price that you pay.
But they don't tell you the price that you pay.
Is that Rosie? And now I have context for this. Many people were asking Michelle, what do you think of Rosie? And the girls are even saying that.
But he's selling a fantasy.
See?
You'll be loved here, worshipped like a goddess, but they don't tell you the price that you pay.
They don't tell you the price that you pay.
A goddess, but they don't tell you the price that you pay.
Anyway, that was just me indulging myself, sorry.
Is that Rosie? And now I have context for this. Many people were asking Michelle, what do you think of Rosie and the price that she's paying? And I didn't understand what was going on. So this is Rosie. You might be wondering how she got here. Well, we're also going to talk about that later on in the video because this is someone that was in one of my videos before. And I am aghast watching how she has shifted her online presence from 2 or 3 years ago to right now.
People in the comments arguing over what a fupa is. Either way, it's going on your father's forehead.
And this little clip would piss off many people from the body positive community.
You, Rosie. You are a clout chasing bitch and I don't fucking like you.
Stefan.
I know nothing about that girl. Luckily, she's never flirted with me.
People from Girl World.
Rosie is a dumb bitch. All she had to do is shut the f up.
And I think that's about it. Because many people are saying, Rosie,
She doesn't even go here.
and there's this string.
Rosie just, I need to get in on this. Crowbarring herself in.
Strange fight between Rosie and Stefan. It's the most random thing.
You called me a bitch in your stream. I have the screen recording. I have a screen recording.
Yeah, but you are a bitch, Rosie, so he's just stating facts.
a 6-7 minute screen recording of when you were reacting to me, when you were shaming me, when you were speaking about me in real disrespectful ways.
We'll get there in a second. So the trailer talks about how Stefan has an age gap between most of the women that go on there. We know how that is. Older man, lots of money, inviting younger girls to his mansion so that he can show off. We see that a lot in the podcast.
She's like that "let me in" meme. She really is. Let me in! I want to be a fat bitch too! Well, I've got news for you, Rosie. You are a fat bitch and nobody likes you.
And alpha male space where they always say, go for
That's
the
your
younger
favourite
girls.
bit.
They
It
get
really
excited
is.
about your car because they don't have one.
You have this older man with women half his age. And that power dynamic is predatory.
And it is. A lot of these men will act like women like above 25 and older are so jealous of the younger women that they're giving attention to, when we're just trying to say we've been in this space before, we've been in those shoes before when we were younger. At least when I was younger, men talked to me completely differently. They would tell me certain things that now as an adult, I'm like, what? That's not even impressive. Why would you even lead with that? You're just weird.
I mean, in my experience, people used to call me daddy when I was 28, 29, and I was like, I'm in my 20s. Why are you calling me that already?
Remember being younger and the
She
men in
mad
college
mad,
would come to
Latte.
the high
She
school
mad
so they could
mad.
impress the high school students because they have no qualities that are impressive to women their own age. But someone who's younger and less, worldly would find it impressive, or at least a little intriguing.
He says, this is just a body positive space and I just love fat women and it's totally innocent when it's totally not.
People from the house have been talking about Stefan for a very long time. Like I said, there was a lawsuit that came out. For a while, Stefan would get away with a lot of this. One, he knows, or at least in my head, allegedly, he knows that these are fat women. Many people aren't going to value what they have to say, and many people are probably going to say, well, you went to his house. Are you dumb? Because we are only 56 seconds into the trailer. Does anyone get body positive, humble vibes from this guy?
No.
No, he makes me want to vomit. So of course no one's really going to believe them, but
Like, you can kind of tell if somebody's a bit creepy, just the way they look, the way they act. Stefan just instantly gives you the creepy vibes. Like, and he also looks like he smells of farts, I'm not gonna lie.
only took one person coming out finally, and it kind of sparked this whole thing, and then many women came out, many young women.
There was no consent.
Paradise is not a safe and positive place.
This man is a predator.
No one deserves to be a victim to him.
Yeah,
He
maybe.
gets off watching people eat and gain weight. It can kill you.
So for years, people would talk about it, but nothing
What, is Rosie still live, Latte? She's been live for 8 hours.
really would happen. But then people started dying.
911 emergency. Do you need police, fire, or medical? Medical.
Had it not been for Paradise, she'd be alive today.
And before this trailer would come out, one of the women who was interviewed from the Paradise Paradise Mansion with the weird guy, Stefan, would actually die. And so now even more eyes are on the house because now there's multiple people who have passed away from Stefan's Paradise Mansion. And people have a lot of questions. Well, lucky for you, Stefan actually got interviewed for this documentary. And yeah, he was creepy. It's not gonna help him at all, I think. They have this weird section of him walking as a dark figure through the shadows, all hunched over before he gets to the camera. And then when he finally sits down, he has to open his dumbass mouth and say this.
I need to finally tell my story.
Are you a dangerous man?
Anyway, they didn't give him time to answer. They just put like a sound effect there and zoomed in on his face. And that
Are you a dangerous man? That's enough for me to know he's a dangerous man.
the trailer, just the trailer, and it's got Stefan's booty cheeks clenched. So before the Escaping Paradise trailer even hit, Stefan and his paradise was already trending because someone named Shay, aka Butter Baby, passed away from an obesity-related illness. When I made my first video about this body positive paradise, I remember Shay being in Stefan's videos, probably in almost every single video that he would post. And they would do super normal, family-friendly things that friends do that Stefan would post on his TikTok, not for the men that are getting off on this stuff, but to show how much of a paradise and how accepting he is. You know, normal things like Shay drinking about a gallon of creamy lemonade, or squishing Shay's fat from their faces in pantyhose and seeing how hard it is to yank it off their head. Because it's hilarious that it's such a tight fit. They would play wholesome games in this house, like fat girls roll around on wheelie chairs. They would film Shay eating a huge plate of food with food falling out of her mouth. That's normal and fun, friendly, right? Oh, this was a normal one. Like I said, he would do this thing all the time with the pool and see how much of a splash the girls could make with their bodies. And my favorite was having Shay go to the Heart Attack Grill and get weight with all the other plus size baddies.
Going to the heart. Oh, God. It just gets worse and worse, doesn't it? And this person died as well.
Because if you go to this place called Heart Attack Grill, you get rewarded if you are over 350 pounds. You get to eat for free. And well, the girlies weighed well over 1,000 pounds. And now Stefan, and well, other people, but I'm focused on Stefan right now, wants to be upset that Shay passed away.
not to kink shame or anything like that, but feederism seems very predatory, and even consensual relationships in that space seem to have a lot of power dynamics at play. Yeah, it when I was in that community, people would message me, and they would, they would talk about their fantasies and stuff like that, and there'd be people wanting to see me eat a lot. Somebody said that they want me to go to their house. They'd leave for work, and they'd want to come back and see all the cupboards empty and me laying on the floor having eaten everything. That's what I kind of like. That's what the kind of fantasies they are, the fantasies that they have. It's weird shit like that.
And I just find that interesting as you took her to the heart attack grill. Now, Stefan seems like he's losing it on live, trying to say that he actually helped Shay's health.
And it's especially not Larissa or Shay or anybody here. Quite the opposite. Like, there's been plenty of times that Shay and I actually had a private discussion about her health situation when she came to me, and I always supported her.
By taking her to heart attack grill and filming her eat food and rolling her around in a rolly chair because she can't really walk. Damn, what is it like when you're trying to influence people to eat more then? Huh? I'd like to know that, Mr. Body Positive. Anyway, Stefan got on live because he wanted to make sure to, one, tell people that he was trying to help Shay and her health. But he also wanted to make sure to call out Quirky Loves Rosie.
Some of y'all need a fucking hobby that isn't hating fat on the internet.
Rosie, we don't hate. Look, I said this yesterday. We don't hate you because you're fat. We hate you because you're a fucking manipulative, gaslighting mess of a woman. Being fat is very low on the list of the reasons why we don't like you. Probably at the bottom, to be honest with you. Quirky Love Rosie is an absolute horror cow of the highest order. She gaslights, she manipulates, she uses people's SA to her own advantage. She questions people's SA as well. When she was with Jeff, she tried to message somebody who accused Jeff of SA. She's an awful individual, and it's not because she's fat, okay? That is the last thing that we hate her for. Everything else is way, way up there. That's the reason, Rosie. You lying, manipulative bag of shite. Thank you so much.
Rosie is someone that was trending years ago because she ended up on a podcast talking about the ins and outs
Maybe he does
of
enjoy
that
the
industry that I
creep
can't
element,
say. I'll put it somewhere on the screen, censoring it because I can't say it, I'll get demonetized. But I think you can put two and two together and guess which industry she was in and what type of people would like to be around her. People like Stefan, who would more than happily take a woman that he says he cares about to a heart attack grill. Well, Rosie would be trending because she said that she got out of that industry.
And the thing about this guy is I think he was into what's called death, and death is what it sounds like. It's feeding someone to the point of getting so fat and so big that they die.
And she ended up messaging me because I stitched the video. And she said she's always down to talk about the industry if I wanted to understand more. And I said, well, I'm making a video on body positivity if you are interested in putting some of your thoughts in there. And so she did. And I was really happy to see that Rosie said that she wanted to lose weight. She wanted to get out of this community. She was working out. She was doing all of these things to take steps to make her health a lot better. Lead up to now, I guess she's trying to overthrow Amberlynn Reed. That's right. She is now in Girl World. And Girl World is a place where a lot of LOL cows go and reaction channels will react to them.
Quirky Love Rosie can't help herself but to lie, and I can't help myself but to make a video on it.
Now, LOL Cow is not necessarily someone that is obese. It's someone that makes a fool of themselves on the internet and people really like to watch. It's like your new age circus act. In this case, it's the fat lady. They're just on the internet now. And so I was so surprised to see Rosie in this universe as she made it very clear that she wanted to change her life. And unfortunately, she might have left that certain community, but she has only—
Yeah, Rosie was clout chasing Stefan. She wanted to be part of the Paradise House.
Only gained weight, and many people have been saying that she is doing the same types of things very similarly, just on a YouTube channel.
So there's onion, there's bacon, half bacon, onions, straw rings, and pulled pork.
And now she's fighting with this guy, Stefan. And people aren't on any of their side. People seem to not like both of these people. Let me tell you why. By the way, gotta give a shout out to Saidi. I don't know, she's like a green little goblin girl. But she pretty much takes all the important parts from these extremely, very long and weird, unedited, unorganized live streams of all these people and just puts the important parts together. And little goblin girl, I have to say thank you, because I have been watching a lot of reaction channels on these people and they will play the whole stream. And it is long, it is gross, they eat loudly. All of these people really do not believe in editing a damn thing. And my ADHD ass cheeks cannot handle it. After I got done watching all of these videos, I was like,
Some people like live streams, Michelle. I'm more of a live streamer.
not take notes onto where to find them. They are just off into the abyss. But then I found Society, and she put all the important parts
I'll
together.
be right
So that
back.
was really nice because Rosie, I've talked to her before. She was really nice to me, but I can see the issues that people have with her, and she does like to talk a lot. You know, just a little critique, condense. If you want more people to watch your videos, edit a little bit. It's really not that hard, just time consuming, and from what I understand, all these people, they're always just in chairs, sitting, and that's literally what editing is. Okay, so why are people mad at Rosie? Well, a few reasons people are mad at Rosie. One, people say that Quirky Love Rosie is a content goblin, and a content goblin is someone who will do literally anything to get content or to go viral.
All she had to do is shut the fuck up, roll around in that kitchen, eat all that damn food, complain about shit that don't even make sense while forgetting she's diabetic, while being barely mobile. That's all she had to continue doing.
And many people from this community whose friend Shay passed away are very irritated that Miss Rosie is extremely excited to be on TV. In fact, in her words, it's about to be a party.
Jinx about to be lit. Hey.
People are pretty much just saying you have a different vibe than everybody else. If that was in this documentary, as they're grieving a friend, they are grossed out by Stefan, or they are nervous about it coming out. And Miss Rosie, she's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be on TV, and she's promoting the hell out of the trailer.
I have it linked to the pinned comment. I have it on my YouTube page and chat post. I shared the reel on my Instagram. I stitched the TikTok. Choose the platform. It's 1 minute and 30 seconds. Come back once you watch it.
Yeah, Rosie was really excited about this documentary. She thought she was going to be like the next Rosie O'Donnell or something from this documentary, and she was in it for like 1 minute and a half, and it was a very depressing documentary.
Yeah, I made it very easily accessible for y'all. So please give it a watch.
And the second reason people are upset by Quirky Love Rosie is because, well, she's in this documentary and she actually has absolutely nothing to do with Stefan or Paradise. She hasn't even stepped foot on the property. In fact, she said that she would never even go to the house.
I did get a comment that I want to address off rip because somebody was like, you said on your live you would never go to the Paradise house. And I did say that. And I meant it. So if you want to know more, we can debrief that after.
Although you did message him to say, can I come to your house, please?
Documentaries happen, and you can watch it.
So I guess we're gonna have to watch it to understand why the hell she's in had that extremely dramatic 2-second scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't tell you the price that you pay.
So I guess we're gonna have to wait until June 10th to see what price she's talking about you have to pay in the little dramatic scene. But Stefan,
Do you know what? We never hear about the price that you pay. Never. Well, Fresh, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Not brown nosing, but I very much look forward to Jane's live streams. Educational and fun and a great chat. Thank you so much. That's very kind for us. You're not brown nosing at all. Thank you very much.
would be upset at Rosie because Rosie started talking about Stefan and that he is a predator. And he was like, girl, I don't even know you.
I know nothing about that girl. Luckily, she's never flirted with me.
It was kind of true. Stefan, according to these things that Quirky came back and posted, he was kind of flirting with her. There's a comment that he left her on her profile saying, you're cute. And Rosie saying, thank you. And also told her that he's following her on a certain website where she does explicit type content. That's kind of flirting to me.
You said specifically to me that you watched my prior content related to
I didn't watch it. Somebody sent me a clip.
Anyway, Rosie would also post that she was very interested in going to Stefan's Paradise Mansion for activities, but for some reason it just never
What kind of activities? Maybe a few belly rubs here and there? Blah, blah, blah.
really happened, according to Rosie, is because she got the ick from him.
I'm watching this man pull the same shit that he has pulled for years that you guys are gonna see on June 10th. It's just the first time it's been directed at me.
Pause really quick. Why? Like, something that I've noticed with a lot of these people, Rosie, if you're watching, just critique, they speak so close to the camera, super close to the camera, and they ramble on a lot. I'm cutting out a lot because these videos are so long. But like, that's close, right? Like, if I was like this, wouldn't that be a little weird for me to talk to you the whole time, just like part of my eyes are kind of cut off? Y'all get so mad at me because sometimes like where I'm sitting, my like top of my head, like you can't
Please give me a like. Thank you so much. I appreciate it if you do. Thank you so much. And also make sure you subscribe.
see my hairline and people get really upset by that for some reason. What? Her whole chin and half her full head is cut off. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to say. Rosie didn't step her feet into paradise because she said that Stefan was a weirdo.
Because you're right, Stefan. We never had a close enough personal relationship.
Oh, I bet he's made a ton of money from these girls because he's obviously got the TikTok and stuff like that. So it's all a bit of extra money in it.
And that's not why I was there. And I've never stated otherwise. I've never stated to be a victim of you. Because I had the sense when I saw your weird shit in the Discord to not engage again. You're f***ing weird. And whether you like me or not, you're gonna regret it if you side with him. He's a gaslighter, he's a manipulator, he's a narcissist, and he's f***ing weird.
And I do have to.
Well, he claimed to not have cameras in the bedrooms, but when he was asked if there was a camera in the bed, when there was a camera in the bedroom, he said that was for private content. So, yeah. Chicken's prepped, laundry in the wash, and I'm in the sun with my parasocial besties and an iced coffee. Let's go. That is a good Sunday morning, Ray Ray. I love that. Morning. I'm late to chat, but I've been listening or getting ready this morning. Welcome in, Mud. Good to see you. Hope you're well.
To agree, he is fucking weird. All these people, honestly, in this universe are very, very odd. So Stefan, who goes live all the time, all these people are always live. They really don't believe in editing. Would get on with a woman with some very interesting eyebrows. A lot of people had something to say about the eyebrows, but I'm gonna focus on what was being said from Stefan's weird little mouth. And hers, because she's weird too. Because she says that she's completely loyal to Stefan, no matter what.
You know, there's going to be plenty of people that are gonna come and attack you now, because, you know, the bullshit is being cooked back up. And
I don't give a fuck. Bring it on. All right, let me break down everything that happened with eyebrows and freakadeek over here. Because even though that really nice little goblin lady broke everything down for us, these people talk too damn much. As someone who heavily edits, I'm just aghast that people will just throw this up here. As in, Stefan just burps into the camera right from the start of his weird little live. The eyebrow lady during this interview just gets up and walks away while Stefan tries to downplay DV, which is this word right here. I also can't say it.
DV doesn't have the same impact as SA. That's why they went right to SA. DV would have been DV is too harmless.
The Sharpie
Like, nobody
eyebrows.
cares about DV really.
It's just so
Do you reckon she uses a coat hanger to draw them on? Seems like it.
It's so gross. I've never seen any of these people actually put on a good, well thought out, put together, clear show. Can you imagine if you were just watching an interview and the interviewer just like leaves? I don't know where the eyebrows went. Anyway, Stefan says that all the women, every single one that came out about him, they just imagined it.
He can convince people that things happened when in reality those things only happened in her head.
When in reality, when these things came out, Stefan decided to try to sue these women. And you know who lost? He did, because they had the proof and he didn't have the proof, so he doesn't look stupid. Katie is up his booty cheeks and says, well, I never seen you do any of these things, so it can't be true.
I've never seen you do that to one fucking person while you've been live.
She looks like she's outside middle.
Well, Miss Eyebrows, I don't think he's going to do the things that the girls are saying that he's doing live anymore. Also, if he did do it live, would you know? You walked away about 5 seconds ago. And allegedly, these people and the woman who's still stuck by Stefan and Stefan would try to silence all the girls that were coming out about Stefan. He would try to take it a step further and silence the girls and try to tell their daddies to tell your daughters to stop talking about me. Because I'm a man and I can't stand for this.
But for you to be a 49, maybe 50 at the time man, so upset that your whole facade of that you're a good guy is crumbling and that women are finally coming together to speak out against you and your first reaction is let me go to this woman's father, that's so sad. It's funny.
Let me go to this woman's father. Let me talk to your fathers about this. I will not stand for this slander. I will speak to your fathers, figures. All right, mate.
It just tickles me pink.
Stefan says that he's only getting flack because of the way that he looks. As in, if he had a darker complexion and a more buff body, people wouldn't be all that mad at him.
I was a young black guy, like, you know, built, like, you know, muscular, like, you know, gym bro, whatever. Everybody would be lining up for the D.
I beg your pardon?
Okay, what does that have to do with you, the allegations, your weird house, and you having the girls cannonball into the water and seeing how much water splashes up, or you taking them to Heart Attack Grill? Why are you trying to get the gym bros and the black boys into this? We're talking about you, sir, and your weird little noggin and your weird little fat girl content house.
Yeah, don't bring the sexy black men into it. We're talking about a weird German guy here. Stop it.
Does Eyebrows have a cigarette now? Yep, she does. You couldn't sustain yourself for like 20 minutes, you know, for this riveting interview that's proving that you guys aren't awful people. Stefan says that he's a controversial figure and people are only hating him because he respects plus-size women.
I'm controversial. As a, like, average-sized man supporting plus-size women is completely unacceptable.
No, you're
You weigh 205 pounds. You're not an average-sized man.
actually an idiot. What's controversial is you taking morbidly obese people who clearly have a food issue to Heart Attack Grill and creating a whole sanctuary, Stefan, or women who clearly have food issues and knee issues and heart issues and visceral fat literally suffocating their organs and having them jump into a pool for content and then covering it all up with body positivity. Stupid.
Most likely to watch porn.
He's a weirdo, right? Who is actually, I want to see it in the comment section. Who? In the comment section, tell me. You're looking at this man and saying, oh no, I see this. He's totally body positive.
I'm passing the phone to a guy who likes big girls.
Yes, loud and proud, and in public.
Yes, I love the big girls. If Stefan really wanted to not get negative attention, he could be honest about what goes on at the house. Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, if he was outright honest, I just want a sex house with fat women. Which, you know, it'd be lovely.
Actually, there was a comment that I saw because many people are talking about this on TikTok, and this individual had to get on a random person's comment section and say, Stefan does not promote anyone to eat. He's just a great friend to these ladies. He's not judgmental. His messages back to Shay was only being a friend, trying to help. Help her get a heart attack? Bitch. He's a good man. The ladies eat what they want. He has nothing to do with that. He's just a great friend. All right, what's this woman's name? Lisa I'm not reading the last name. I don't know what it is. But I remember this man said that he...
Yeah, when a predator plays the victim, then, you know, they're really a piece of work.
He has industrial type couches that can hold up to, you know, very severe weights. I think it was 1,000 pounds, I'm not too sure, but he, you know, imported, you know, got custom couches so that they can hold these women's booty cheeks multiple at a time. So you're gonna sit up here in that comment section and tell me that this man who got custom sized couches for these very special, largely sized booty cheeks wouldn't have a refrigerator stocked with food so that they can uphold and continue having those type of booty cheeks, huh? Is that what you're gonna tell me? Miss Lisa? I feel like a lot of these people are used to dealing with individuals who are just so knee deep into butter and hot Cheetos and whatever else they can find in Stefan's house, and they're not really thinking correctly, because you're not gonna manipulate me into thinking that Stefan is normal. He's weird. Stefan, if you're in the comment section,
I bet Stefan's got a business account with Uber Eats and DoorDash to get all their stuff delivered. Thousands of dollars, I imagine.
do you hear that? And I don't normally clap at the camera because I think it's annoying, but I also think you're annoying and weird. Stefan goes on and starts talking about another woman that was actually supporting him for a while, and then more stuff came out and she changed her mind and said, oh, you're weird. And he says the only reason she changed her mind is because of this. Oh, and if you wanted to see eyebrows on the screen, don't get your hopes up. She left again. Probably get another cigarette.
Back in 2020, she wanted something from me. I didn't give it to her, so as retaliation, she went all over the internet claiming that I ate her.
There are actually cameras in this house going all the time. They're always live. Stefan always has his phone.
What? What on earth?
She wanted something from me. I didn't give it to her, so as retaliation, she went all over the internet claiming that I ate her.
There are actually cameras in this house going all
Why would you even
time.
put
They're
that
always live.
on?
Stefan always has his phone, but for some reason he doesn't have a lick of
Oh, Jesus. This is like the fat person falling over. If you had respect for these women, you wouldn't have posted these fat women falling over videos on the internet.
viable evidence that he's not weird. Honestly, he posts all the videos that I got from today is from Stefan's account. So he's not doing a great job proving that he's not a freak. But according to Stefan, he doesn't really need to convince anyone.
Yeah,
The evidence
that's
just
what
speaks
he
for itself, and it's gonna show in the documentary.
I'm not here to like convince anybody of anything.
In fact, he pretty much calls me a liar and says he's not even sweating about the documentary that's about to come out, that he keeps making lives about.
I'm not worried because my story particularly, like my part of the story particularly, basically only consists of evidence.
Well, I hope it's better than the
He is fucking delusional if he thinks his version of the story is the right one. Like, absolutely cuckoo, cuckoo, whoop, 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 whoop. Absolutely insane.
evidence that you gave to the judge who said that you didn't have enough evidence. And to be fair, he could be telling the truth, but my opinion still doesn't change about him. He's still a weirdo. And I personally think that he's doing all of this fat girl mansion for his own benefits, his own enjoyment, and get his little
He tried to force a miscarriage off somebody he knocked up. That's the kind of person that he is.
eggplant happy. But in Stefan's head, the truth is supposedly going to come out in a documentary labeled Escaping Paradise, which is his house. And the people that are talking against him, who he calls the Piggy Gang, I don't know if that was just like a diss or what they're actually named, who knows with this group. They're all just delusional and they just want his money.
Somehow the Piggy Gang got into it and like kind of like got
Piggy
their
Gang.
sauce. The documentary is about paradise. There's no victims here.
And Katie finally comes back, and before she leaves again to go get another cigarette or whatever she does when she's leaving her own interview, she wants to follow up and say that she will always support this man no matter what.
I'm gonna defend you. I know that I'm probably gonna get hate or whatever, or maybe I won't.
You will, and you did. People really came for those eyebrows a lot. So people started comparing these two, Stefan and Quirky Little Rosie, because Stefan and Katie seem super giddy or just excited or trying to use the documentary to their advantage to benefit their social medias. In fact,
It does seem like Stefan and Rosie have a similarity, and they both used the documentary to try and further their own internet clout. So perhaps Stefan and Rosie are a bit more, they have a lot more in common than we think.
Miss Eyebrows over here said, Stefan, you gonna blow up. You gonna get popular.
What I'm thinking is you better start a new TikTok channel now.
You think so?
Yes, absolutely. Get the best team. Obviously, the one that's on your side and the best. Get the best one because you're about to blow up.
Piggy
Once
Gang.
people see this,
Okay,
like
thank you.
advertise your YouTube and your TikTok. Yes, you would be fucking stupid not to do that.
Okay.
There's no such thing as bad publicity. None. Trisha Paytas told me that a long ago.
Trisha told you that personally? Huh, okay.
Yeah, and everybody loves Trisha Paytas, right?
To be fair, back in the day, that was Trisha's thing. She loved the publicity. I'm just curious if Trisha and Eyebrows had a conversation and Trisha said from her Trishy lips, no publicity is bad publicity, you know? Or did she just see Trisha crying on the kitchen floor and said, there's no bad publicity? It kept it in her head until now. Poor guy who has these serious allegations against him. And her
Stefan
eyebrows
and
have
Rosie
sort of
deserve
raised
each
because
other.
it's,
They
like, on the
really
same
do.
level.
Make another fucking TikTok channel today, tonight, right now.
Yeah, she's probably saying that because he's had multiple accounts demonetized and removed because of the wholesome content that he puts up.
The first night.
His content's so wholesome that he's had to have multiple TikToks because of the removal of his really wholesome content. It's so wholesome that TikTok can't handle it and they just have to delete it. They're like, I'm sorry, Stefan, but watching these women fall over and eat copious amounts of food, it's just too wholesome. We can't have this on TikTok.
We get into the pool, and I take my swimsuit off, and next thing I know, he's taking a picture of everybody.
All in the name of body positivity, right?
Normal content that friends just do on the internet.
People are gonna be curious. People are gonna like. Not. Let's be real. It's the world. Some people are gonna like you. Some people aren't. But you're gonna fucking gain mass followers.
You know what? You might not be wrong. Are you gonna follow this odd man? I am
No.
not, but just looking at society, they be following anybody. You might be right. I guess we're just gonna have to see when the documentary drops. Anyway, they end bringing up that woman who does the mukbangs with the breathing tube on her face and does her mukbang from her hospital bed. Mostly because they're friends, and she's been in Stefan's videos too.
Just give me my money.
He does need to be upfront.
Just give me my money.
I don't get it.
And now she's in a hospital
Yeah, I don't
looking not that healthy. In fact, quite opposite of it.
Hello, editing Michelle here. I forgot to say in here that Ziamora went to this place because she had a stroke. And so people in her community and her friends...
Didn't Amberlynn's girlfriend Emily give Ziamara something? Or am I tripping? I do believe Emily and Ziamara interacted at some point.
who are trying to fight back about people saying...
Because Emily, she's got that fetish for women on their deathbeds. Goodness knows why.
You're really obese, you probably should stop what you're doing, like ordering McDonald's from her hospital bed. And her friends and her are saying, anyone can have a stroke at any time. You never know, which is true, I guess. But the point that people are saying is that you are a morbidly obese person who had a stroke, who was probably already sedentary, just gonna base it off the body.
It's weird how, like, how the worlds kind of interact. Like, you got Emily, you got Rosie, you got Ziamara, you got Stefan. That's an unfortunate still. They're friends. Yeah, okay. Was that a nasal CPAP? I don't know.
And you are probably already overeating, and now you're even more sedentary, can't move more of your body, and you are still sitting and
Emily's
ordering
proper
food
sister, yeah.
from your hospital bed and doing mukbangs. That's what people are saying. Just wanted to clear up, though, if those people like go in my comment section and say she had a stroke. I know. She's also ordering food and doing mukbangs with a breathing tube. That's weird.
And many people are saying she's probably in that damn hospital bed because you had a place that influenced this type of behavior that she has a very hard time controlling. And he says, no, 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 no. We want the best for her.
He is our friend. We support her. We want her to get better. We want her to come out of that damn facility, right?
And then he goes on this very long spiel of...
If you wanted her to get out of that facility, you would tell her, please don't do mukbangs from your hospital bed. Doing mukbangs from your hospital bed is quite... I imagine it's just... People will look at that and be like, yeah, I think there's a reason why you're in a hospital bed on a breathing tube, labs, because you're eating copious amounts of pasta in front of the camera for money.
I was trying to help her. We want her healthy. I never even brought her food to the hospital.
I have never went and fed her. I've never sent her money for food. If anything, I've sat next to her and I talked to her. And we've had, like, personal, discussions or whatever that are nobody's business on social media.
I absolutely love how all the intimate health talks are in private and all the intimate jumping into pools and splashing and squishing their fat faces in stockings. And then, of course, the bringing to Heart Attack Grill and eating your body weight in food, most likely, is public. Not once have I ever heard this man talk about health, ever.
Hello, editing Michelle here in her bun again. Stefan says that he would sit next to Ziamora and just offer his impeccable
She is very pretty,
health tips, I'm guessing. I just have to ask Stefan, little question. Was this one of those health tip videos that you were talking about when you were sitting next to her?
We're eating burgers and then we're gonna go subscribe to have your comments.
So was that one?
He was sat next to her while she was doing that mukbang.
His impeccable health tips, I'm guessing. I just have to ask Stefan, little question. Was this one of those health tip videos that you were talking about when you were sitting next to her?
We're eating burgers and
We're eating burgers, and we're going
So was that one of the discussions while she was eating and you were watching her? You were talking about health and telling her you really gotta lose weight. Sir, who made a whole sanctuary for morbidly obese people.
I saw him slapping the girl's booty cheeks, but never seen him talk about health, except for right now. Anyway, Stefan was saying how he was sold a different story when it came to the documentary. It was supposed to be super positive. It was supposed to be about body positivity, fun, lively, lighthearted, family-friendly type stuff. And so now he's being thrown for a loop, and that's not the only person who's saying that. The woman who does the mukbangs from her hospital bed is saying the same thing. And let me tell you, for someone who's in a hospital, she be eating a lot of food all the time.
I got a little Diet Pepsi, don't play with it.
Balance is key. Mood?
Ordered something I shouldn't have. Story of my life. Bitch is obese. Is never gonna stop ordering food.
And that's why you're there, girl. We can't blame everything on Stefan.
I've never had Domino's stuffed crust.
She is in.
Oh, I just if you are in a wheelchair, if you cannot move, if food has made you immobile, doing mukbangs is going to be really bad. I understand that we need money to survive, okay? But do we need money at the expense of our own health? No.
In a facility that's supposed to be helping her, and she's still uber eating
Yeah,
a lot
exactly,
of food. I think she's sitting on a toilet in this one, and the caption says, point of view, the dasher. I left your food in the lobby. Obviously, she's very huge, and she's just screaming on the toilet because she has to walk down to the lobby for her food.
No, she doesn't. She's right.
That's her content. I'm so morbidly obese, I can't walk down to the lobby and get my food. Instead, I'll scream on the toilet. It's weird. In my opinion, will absolutely never change no matter what anybody says.
Oh my god, that's where Rosie got her inspiration from for crying on the toilet, from Ziamara screaming on the toilet. That is a fatal addiction, for sure.
My comment section. Love Rosie and Stefan were talking about this woman, and both of them have the same opinion that
Me
people
too,
need to give this
Becca.
woman grace. You know, she's in this facility, and I don't think she needs to have grace. I think she needs people to tell her to stop ordering food, unless you just want to die as well. So yeah, no one's gonna change my opinion on that. You can scream all you want.
Why wouldn't the nurses and doctors get involved? That's what I want to know. Why wouldn't they be like, you really need to stop ordering this fucking food, you fat pig?
But she also was someone that said the people in the documentary painted a different picture.
I'm gonna come out in a short documentary on June 10th. It's called Escaping Paradise. It's not funny. It's
yeah, true.
I think it's not funny. It's not funny.
The thing is with food, you know, you have to have food to survive. Whereas, you know, you don't need to have alcohol all the time. You don't need to have drugs all the time. Food addiction is a different beast, unfortunately.
It was sold a different picture.
Yeah,
and
it is what
it is, and it's gonna come out.
Once again, video's long. She blabs a lot. A lot of these people don't believe in just editing things down or even writing down a little script and getting to the point. My ADHD has been like burning up between Tia and Tamara, okay? Once again, little tip to these people. If you want more people to watch your videos, just watch a YouTube video on editing, scripting, a hook so that people can watch. It's just, I can't do it. But she was sold a different story, and so many people in her comment section are saying, it sounds like you probably said some things that you regret and you're still seemingly friends with the people in that documentary, and now that you see that's gonna be shaped a certain way, you're trying to save your booty cheeks on that toilet while you scream. Actually, one of the other girls who was in the documentary, the very first girl in the documentary from the first scene, called her out a little bit in her own comment section. I don't see why we're upset about other people having their side of the story.
Yeah, unfortunately, groceries are very expensive at the moment. But obviously, you know, they must make a bit of money from the mukbangs. So the mukbangs fund the food, and it's all like a vicious circle, isn't it?
That's all this is. I'm not mad at the fact that they let him say his piece. As a matter of fact, I wanted it. You know, this was filmed a long time ago. I was grieving too back then. It doesn't stop the story, and they didn't plan this timeline either. So I don't see how that's anyone's fault. Z and all the other people were saying they shouldn't release the documentary because Shay, the other woman that passed away, was in the documentary as well, and so they think that it should stop, which I don't think it should. It probably hurts. Like, grieving is really hard for me. Death is really hard for me. I've had many people in my family die from obesity-related illness. Honestly, a lot of the body shapes in that content house is very similar. I can easily go down that path. Super easy. Oh my god, knee deep in hot Cheetos is my dream. But yeah, I don't think they shouldn't release it just because someone passed away. It's kind of part of the game if that's what you want to look like. Hello, Editing Michelle and Bun here again. I wanted to say that the Shay girl, she passed away supposedly from a heart attack, and I thought I heard that in a live. Like I said, all these lives, they're like 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 hours long. These people just stay on live, so it's really hard to find the little clips. But I saw a screenshot of someone saying, no, she died from influenza, because everyone was fighting about, you know, if she just died from something that anybody could die from. They always do that. But someone said, no. She actually did have influenza, but then she also had a heart attack in the hospital with influenza.
So, yeah, she had flu. Her body became compromised, and with that compromise, she had a heart attack. So it would be obesity related. It's just like a knock-on effect of all the things, isn't it?
So, I mean, it's part of the game. Spoiler, obesity is not a paradise. No matter if the weird man with the mansion tells you it is while he's slapping your booty cheeks and asking you to fit into some swimwear. Z comes back and says, I was told something else. It wasn't presented to me the way it was to you. They didn't even get permission from Cass's family. I think that's one of the people that...
The thing with Rosie, right, is that she claims that she's not in the feeder community, but every single live of hers revolves around food, right? And she could go like, she could get something, put it in her mouth. She's like, that stuff is feeder content. You don't need, excuse me, you don't need to do the eye roll stuff when you're eating the food. Like there was one video where she went like, what on earth? Why would you salute the food that you're eating? That's fucking weird. Fuck off, Rosie.
That passed away.
Go to
They
bed.
didn't need the family's permission because they got that person's permission. I'm getting messages left and right. A lot of you speak of Stefan, but some of us actually lived with it. Both sides are told, but I was not prepared for this, and we lost our friend too. I just want to crawl out of my skin. Sometimes when I hear these women talk from the body positive community when somebody passes away or something goes wrong or they get some kind of illness, and it's amplified because of their obesity, I am always just kind of like, what do you think happens? What do you think is gonna happen? You guys are morbidly obese. You can barely walk. You guys got free meals from the Heart Attack Grill. Someone's gonna get taken out. It just happened to be around a time that a documentary is coming out, so now more people are gonna talk about it. But according to Z or Zio, I think maybe is a shorter thing for her. I'm not sure. Z, the people who were running the documentary said they just wanted to know about her life as a plus size woman.
I was told it was a documentary about being plus size, about the plus size community, about loving yourself in your body, about different stuff
she
that
makes
I can't
the
talk about
steps good
because
for
you
sure.
have to wait and see. Tune in. It's going to be on HBO.
That's the thing with the people who do mukbangs, because you know when mukbang started, it was to do with loneliness, right? And people would just eat food and talk to the camera, but then it got more and more egregious as time went on, and now you've literally got people smearing food all over their face, shaking their titties while they're eating a donut or whatever. And it's just become so far removed from what a mukbang initially was. It's just incredulous, really. And from speaking from a personal point of view, I would feel so much shame eating that amount of food on camera. Like, it's just shameful to be monetizing your own addiction on camera in that way. That's my personal opinion of it.
HBO Max, ID Discovery, I don't fucking know. This shit's fucking nuts. Like, I don't want to say too much, and I don't want to talk about it until it all is over with, until they all come out, and then possibly I'll be sharing my side of it. But, possibly. Keyword. I just am dumbfounded. Make sure when you sign NDAs that you have somebody that's with you reading it.
And she ended with that. But I have to say, what did everybody think they were signing up for? And they didn't read the NDA. They didn't, like, did you guys read anything or get anything in writing? I'm not too sure. I personally, if someone asked me to do an interview, my immediate answer is always no, because I'm always going to be in control of what I say in front of the camera. But this is just from the outside looking in and just looking at these people's content for this video. And I have been watching a lot of the other reactors who are part of this girl world. A lot of these people are extremely lazy, and they get really upset when people will call obese individuals lazy. But unfortunately for them, they are obese and they are extremely lazy. They don't like editing. Every single one of these women that I've seen in their videos, they're always sitting, they're always eating, and they don't really do anything else. If they do go somewhere, it's for food. I mean, Zio was complaining that she had to walk down to the lobby to get her takeout. What do you guys have to do all day? You guys can't read an NDA? It looks like they have nothing but time to eat, sit there.
Yeah, she left the paid aspect of the feeder community, Ray. That's what Rosie's done. Like she's left the hardcore stuff behind, and now she's doing the softcore paid stuff on YouTube and trying to monetize that as much as possible.
And go live. And now they want to complain about a documentary that they signed up to do. And something that always flabbergasts me too is that they want attention. They want to be able to do this for their job, but they don't want people's opinions on the realities of their situations. Once again, this isn't for everyone. This is just seems like what I've seen from the little clips that I put in this video. Stefan wants everyone to think that he's a nice guy, but even without the allegations, most people thought he was weird. Something you have to deal with if you're going to run a fat girl sanctuary mansion. Quirky Love Rosie also wants to be seen as a good person, someone who's humble. But from what I've seen, many people have proven that she's hypocritical. She's also very lazy. And the thing that matters most to her is getting a lot of followers.
Editing Michelle and the bun. Here, one more time, because I didn't clarify in this video, and I feel like I'm probably not going to cover this stuff ever again. At least the people's life documentary, yes, but the people's lives, no. Oh my god, I'm dying looking for clips. I hate this, but I would need to pay one of you guys. Like, if you guys watch this stuff, I would probably just pay you to give me the most important parts, because I can't sit through these people's lives. Oh my god, I got stuff to do, like move. But on the topic of Quirky Love Rosie being hypocritical, I was like, ooh, when I saw this one, because she's a very, very avid, I believe all women, all the time, no questions, ever.
I believe victims, period.
But then she had a boyfriend who had allegations against him, and then all of a sudden that kind of flew out the window because it was her boyfriend that...
Yes, she's... Quirky Love Rosie said, believe all women, but then when her boyfriend at the time, Jeff, got accused, she was like, I'm not sure I believe that, actually. So what is it, Rosie? She's just Rosie is just one of the worst people. Didn't Phoebe kick her out for doxing? Well, I know that Rosie doxed Rain's children. Rosie did that. So was that what that was?
Her potential boyfriend, and she wanted to get a little, she wanted her kitty cat to get a little busy.
There was, when I went live this morning, there was a piece of information I did not know, and then when I found out, I handled it, and I got all the appropriate information that I need to know the truth of what actually is going on. Because I'm not joking. If I was lied to, which I don't think I was, but if I was, and there was a real victim and a real crime, then there needs to be a real police report and a real arrest warrant.
And then all of a sudden, she was talking a lot of crap about Stefan and saying he is a predator. She got the ick. He's a weirdo. And then she went live with him and talked to him oh so nicely.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, like, you're someone I would want to be friends with. But I will sit here and say that you're a human being, and that was someone that was close to you. And you have your right to your grief. At the same time...
Rosie's a fucking idiot. She was talking about Stefan, and then she thought, do you know what? Fuck my members. Fuck them. I'm going to go live with Stefan instead. I don't care about my members.
In that grief, I think there's room for grace.
It was very, very nice conversation, which Stefan reached out to me a long time ago. I took it out of this video. I left it for the end, well, right now, for the people who stuck around. But he reached out to me a long time ago to try to probably have the same conversation that him and Rosie had. And I said, like, many people are mad at Rosie for having a conversation. I said, oh yeah, let's have a conversation. And I sent him the questions, or I told him what I'm going to ask him. And as you can see, there was no I don't think he wanted anything to do with it. In fact, he blocked me. But with Rosie, he was able to manipulate her in a way to have a very,
Very
very nice
informative,
conversation.
yeah.
Regardless of my opinion of you or any person involved, anyone who knew Shay is a human being and deserves grace and time to mourn.
So people are calling Quirky a huge hypocrite because you talked all this crap, believe all women, and predator is this and predator that, and then you're in a room with a predator talking so nicely and giving him grace. Anyway, all you need to know if you don't want to sit through a 4 or 5 hour live stream is that Quirky was very nice to a man that she said was a predator, and I don't like that.
This Zio chick, even if she did talk positively about being obese,
Quirky being nice to a predator, it does make sense, seeing as she's a bit of a predator herself, to be honest.
in this documentary and, her situation of being obese, her life, her experience about being obese. Do you think people are going to see her in a hospital bed doing a mukbang from PF Chang and say, wow, that's great? No, everyone's gonna react to every single of these people negatively, at least most people. Like if we just, think a little bit, you would probably know the outcome. But I guess we're gonna have to wait and see if the documentary is going to paint everyone in a positive light or if they are going to paint it in a way that I think that they're going to paint it because it's television and who the is gonna watch something positive about obesity? Not me, because there's nothing positive about being obese. And if you're a producer and someone that has half a brain, you would know that. So I guess time will tell. I will be watching. I am seated for this one. I'm interested because I don't like Stefan and I think he's a weirdo. So I want to see if the documentary also paints him out to be a weirdo because he is one.
He is a weirdo, yes. Thank you so much to Michelle McDaniel for that one. And from what I can surmise, screw Rosie and screw Stefan. Thank you so much. Okay, so you'll be glad to know that's the end of the Paradise stuff. There's like a lot of I have a lot of personal gripes with feederism, obviously, because I was involved in that kind of stuff. So I was a bit reticent to actually talk about it. Just purely because of the experience I have, and I didn't want it to detract from other people, because obviously, if I spoke about it, I would talk about myself and my own experiences, and my experiences are very tame compared to what these girls went through in Paradise. So I can only speak a certain amount on what they went through, because obviously I understand the messaging and the manipulation and stuff like that. And it's yes, it's a very difficult thing. And I just hope with this documentary coming to light that people are more wary of who they talk to, especially people like Stefan. And hopefully there's more of an understanding that emotionally vulnerable adults can be groomed as well as children. It's only the end when Rosie says it's the end. Yeah, exactly. So this one is a video from Big Craig. This is called The Most Arrogant Star of Secret Eaters Ever.
Of adults have no idea how many calories they consume every day, and over 1/3 of us will actively underestimate how many calories we eat a day. And
yeah, there's a guy called Taylor Sowers. He reckons he ate 2,130 calories in a day and didn't lose a single ounce in 8 days. And I saw his weigh-in yesterday, and he lost 0.8 pounds. So he was in a 1,500 calorie deficit and lost 0.8 pounds.
in this episode of Secret Eaters, we meet a couple who fit
I do
perfectly
love
in these
Craig, yeah.
statistics and think they know how much they're eating, when in reality, they are miles off.
He's from Newcastle, Craig. He's from Newcastle.
I think my knowledge about food.
It does seem unfair.
Doggy.
It's upsetting as well.
Can we have? I'll just have a half-hour video of this dog. Let's just look at the dog for a minute.
Especially because the people around me are eating what I'm eating, yet they're a size 0, and I just seem to be putting it.
Big Craig does Secret Eaters, My 600 Pound Life recaps, that kind of stuff. He does general stuff about Lily Tino, stuff about Russell Brand, that kind of stuff.
All on for them.
It's all right, Latte. Like I say, the stuff that I experienced pales in comparison to what these women have experienced. So, I know a fraction of what they've experienced. So it's not like, I have my own things to deal with, and I'm dealing with them as best I can. But for some of these women, what's happened is like it's going to take a lot for them to get over it.
And Mittel, and they both claim that they know how to eat well,
I
but
do
are
love a
clearly
doggo.
both in denial and honestly just lack education on how to eat a healthy diet, because as we'll come to see, clearly they don't know as much as they think. Hettel is 31 and Mittel is only 28, and he already weighs close to 300 pounds, with Hettel refusing to weigh herself because she knows she's put on weight, which is...
You want to see how the infinity hoop works? I mean, Taylor Sowers does it a disservice, definitely.
Isn't a good sign, and this is where the lack of
Always.
education I was talking about comes in. He dismissed sunflower oil and opted for olive oil because it's healthier, when in reality they have the exact same calories. Yes, olive oil has a few more health benefits, but from a weight gain perspective, they are just as bad as each other. From what he says, only eating steamed veg and lean meats, he paints the picture that he has literally the perfect diet.
Yeah,
but
no
when
worries,
he's
Dan.
close to 300 pounds, it's obvious that he doesn't. Anyway, we'll soon find out the truth, but first we need to see the pair get weight. They've put on weight because they eat too much food. It's as simple as that. Mittel can lie all...
It's calories in versus calories out. It's as simple as that. Nobody on earth disobeys the laws of thermodynamics. Not even Ethan Bernard, Taylor Sowers, Will Kelly, and James Buller.
He wants about having the perfect diet and claim to have very good food knowledge, but if the scale goes up, it means he's eating too much food. And honestly, he probably has no idea how many calories he's truly eating because he never tracks them. And the
Yeah, I
only way
get
to
it,
track
Middle.
them properly
I
is
think, yeah, it's just for the show, innit?
the calorie tracking app, and the best in my experience is Yazio, who are the sponsor of today. A lot of people, my 2025 New Year's resolution is one of the quickest and easiest. Group those up side of the tracking sections. Yazio for supporting the channel, and I hope Yazio helps you hit your New Year's resolution goals. Now back to Hettel and Mittel.
You didn't know about the oils comparison. Yeah, I mean, it's because they're essentially both the same thing, really, aren't they? They're just different seeds. But in terms of like, I would say that olive oil is healthier in terms of like the nutrients it offers compared to sunflower oil. But yeah, essentially calories wise, it's the same thing. Food right bloody now.
Home cooking and protein
No,
shakes.
give him food right bloody now. Stop teasing the dog. Right, that's it. Here's the camera. See you in a week. I know, it's great, isn't it? Great old TV.
Mittel claims to be pushing 300 pounds while only eating 2,000 calories a day. And obviously, it's all super healthy, or what he thinks is super healthy food. That this isn't a good breakfast, and you'll feel fuller for longer if you had something like oats with the shake on the side. He also claims to have tiny portions for his meals, like having one slice of pizza or 3 pieces of chicken the next night.
One slice of pizza. Nobody just has one slice of pizza unless it's like a New York triangle that's like this bloody big, like this. You don't have one slice of pizza. Come on, mate. Who are you fooling? And stop teasing the bloody dog.
We all know you can't just have one slice of pizza and feel full. And we all know he didn't just have 3 pieces of chicken with no rice or sauce. And I feel...
1,000 calories a day. Okay, now I know you're lying. If you're gaining weight on 1,000 calories, your BMR must be like 200. Spray olive oil is good, yeah. You can get a special bottle that's like a mister that you pump it. Oi, watch it. Don't clip that. You pump it, and then you spray it, and it becomes like a mist, and then it equates to like a teaspoon.
For lunch, and healthy sounding foods like chicken
Coke
noodles
is strong,
for
I know,
supper.
right?
Hettel's diary is even worse. 1,000 calories is less than a child-sized portion. I don't know what these people are trying to gain by just straight up lying about what they eat on a normal basis. I get maybe leaving one...
I only have 1,000 calories a day. Yeah, I have a carrot stick for breakfast, and for lunch I have a carrot stick that I had for breakfast left over, and then for lunch I have a carrot stick for dinner, and have a carrot stick.
2 things off, but she's just completely made up her entire diet. She claims on day 2 she had 2 slices of toast, a jagged potato with a salad, and some chicken noodles on the night.
Who'd have thought that eating raw spinach for your dinner would mean you'd feel hungry an hour later?
If anyone knows this channel, I don't demonize food. Everyone needs a sweet treat from time to time, but if you're losing weight, it's just easier not to buy things like cookies into your house. They've bought 12 cookies between the two of them, which is 1,500 calories if they have 6 each. And although they say they might just have one a day, that's still an extra 250 calories a day, which is enough to take you out of a calorie deficit.
Spinach is a good source of iron. Well, it's not as good as people think it is, but it's still a good source of iron. But it's better to have cooked spinach, because if you have raw spinach, I believe it inhibits certain absorption.
What we caught you eating over the last week. You all right?
You've been found out, mate. I just have raw spinach for dinner. I don't know why I put on weight.
Mittel's face is priceless because you know he's devastated that he's being caught red-handed. I think it's honestly pretty satisfying too, because I thought he was actually quite arrogant in the beginning when he was talking to Anna in the kitchen.
And to top it all off, more cheese.
The amount of cheese sauce isn't just the issue here.
It's a litre of cheese sauce.
Absolute amount of cheese, butter, and hundreds of calories of oil he just poured into the cheese
It's
sauce.
AI.
It is
Some people will say this is AI, Mittel says.
To make a cheese sauce without all that. Now, I am shocked they did this right in front of the cameras, to be honest, because I just thought any person, especially one who claims to know as much as healthy eating as he does, would know that this sauce is absolutely loaded
Do you want some moussaka with your butter? Bloody hell.
calories and fat. I don't have any idea how many calories are in the sauce alone, to be honest. There's got to be at least 1,500 calories, but the worst part about this is that the sauce isn't filling at all. So you'll be having all of these calories of fat and then won't feel any more satiated than if you didn't have it, or if you made a lower calorie version of it. I genuinely think that is the most oil I've ever seen anyone cook with. I get it tastes nice, but when you're his size, you need to be more mindful of what you're eating. Even though, yes, olive oil can be seen as a healthy fat source,
It's Am I back yet? Hello. Hello. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Hello. Sorry, guys. Guess we can't be watching that. I am back, yes. Oh, oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Hello. Right. Emergency. We need an emergency video. Emergency. Emergency. Emergency video.
Today we are grooming Buddy.
Oh my God. Today we're grooming Buddy. Emergency video time.
A rescue from my local humane society.
What you doing, buddy?
Okay, we gotta go in the bath. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Do you go up? Up, 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 up,
No,
up,
too
up,
much
up.
butter
A
in the
little too
live
high for
stream.
you? A little too chubby for this? Do you need some assistance? It's okay, you don't want to be picked up, I can tell. He says, please don't pick me up. Look, you are gonna lose so much.
I think I am gonna have to give some reactions a try on the fuck was that? You fuck off, dickhead.
Hair. Buddy, buddy, buddy. Oh, you're gonna get a nice bath because you're so stinky. Buddy is a Pomeranian mix, and he is about to lose an absolutely offensive amount of fur. To help loosen up all of that compacted undercoat, I started bathing him with my Nasty Critter deep cleaning shampoo, followed by Fluff Off de-shedding shampoo. Okay, buddy, let's rinse you down. Basically the perfect combination for dogs who appear to be 90% hair.
Hello, buddy.
You being a good boy?
He is being a good boy.
Good boy, buddy.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that I probably should do some of the reactions to the Secret Eater stuff on Twitch and see if it works on there. Because I want to react to that kind of stuff, but it's just, it makes it like difficult, doesn't it?
So far, Buddy is behaving very well. Until I introduced him to the Happy Hoodie. Buddy took one look at it and said, absolutely not.
Oh,
okay, no hat for you. What a good boy. I was a little worried about using the high velocity dryer on him because he's a smaller dog. But as it turns out, the dryer became Buddy's emotional support back scratcher. All of that impacted undercoat must have been making him incredibly itchy, because this dog was leaning into the airflow like he had just discovered enlightenment. I have never seen a dog enjoy being blow-dried this much in my life. He kept rotating himself into the airstream like a rotisserie chicken trying to get even coverage. Honestly, it's always nice seeing an animal enjoy a process that can sometimes be really scary for them. Does not like his paws being touched. It's okay. Once most of that undercoat was removed, I shaved out some of the matting with my clippers. I shave out these little gnats because he's not going to let me brush them, that's for sure.
So well behaved. He's more well behaved than some of the girls we watch, It's like a candy floss machine, really is.
And after he was fully dry, I brushed him out with my slicker brush, clipped his nails, shaved out his paw pads, and tidied up his little Grinch feet. You can't bite me, or I will muzzle. It's not nice. He says, give me the blow dryer back. I really enjoyed that. But he decided that his paws were a sensitive subject. He made a couple of tiny assassination attempts in my direction, so I muzzled him before continuing.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
For a lot of dogs, the feet are the most sensitive part of grooming. So it's important to work safely and keep the experience as stress-free as possible.
Look at those toesies.
It's totally curled.
Blimey.
He didn't like wearing the muzzle.
Oh, great. Well, I can't really clean up your bib if you're gonna lay down. He said that's the point. Ready? Sniff.
It's like, yes, that's a wonderful scent. Thank you so much.
Want a treat? You can't put it on the ground first. Just ate hair with it.
Ooh.
Good boy.
I mean, it's his own hair he's eating, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Good boy.
And just look at this transformation.
Amazing.
We took Buddy from scruffy tumbleweed to fresh,
Oh,
fluffy
bless.
little cloud. His
He's
before and
gorgeous,
after
isn't he?
is honestly mesmerizing. And the best part, Buddy is now ready to find his forever home.
Oh, oh, he doesn't even have a home. Oh no. I hope he finds a lovely home where he's loved and cherished. So that was the emergency video. I hope you enjoyed that. My dog is 15 and I'm still not allowed to touch her feet. Do you know what? 15 years old, she deserves to not have her feet touched. I don't like my feet being touched either, to be fair. So this last video is called Iron Women, a short documentary on women in weightlifting. It's only about 9 minutes long, but I thought it'd be a good ending to the stream.
Feeling of my muscles growing and the way that my physique changed. I felt more powerful.
For me, it's music. I find something really
Dogs by
hardcore,
Logan.
like
Okay.
EDM.
I lift so I can show up for myself.
Let's go.
The first time I started lifting, I was a senior in high school. It was really cool because most people don't really think women like bench press. But my first time doing it, I was like, bro, like pushing weight is like kind of fun.
When I was 14, in high school, that was my first interaction with the gym. I picked up a weight, didn't really know what I was doing. I met some great people. They taught me some simple exercises, simple reps.
I started lifting my senior year of high school when Planet Fitness did a free high school membership opportunity, and I just had an itch to start lifting. Probably got that from social media, but I took the opportunity and just ran with it.
It's great to see. It's great to see the ladies lifting. I love to see it. Just get 2 doses of 2 different sedatives to clip her nails, and the vets have asked her not to come to them for trips.
There's one video I posted on TikTok that got maybe close to 1 million views. Not 1 million views, but it was a before lifting and after lifting video. It got a lot of attention. You can see skinny old me compared to big old me. Some of the comments are very
she looks
supportive.
amazing.
Other ones are saying a woman should not look like this. And, well, it can be very disappointing and not supportive when you see those.
Don't worry. I love a strong girl. I mean, I'll never go out with you, but I love seeing a strong girl. I love it.
Those comments and maybe question if you should really be doing this. People probably have their envision of what a classic girl should look like, or don't get too manly, they might think, and so they have these stereotypes and they just probably can't get past them.
He saw how much weight I was pushing, he saw how I looked, and he said, "That's suspicious. Are you on something?" And I said, "No, I'm just consistent." And it was just the idea that me as a woman, I was stronger than that guy. He immediately thought, "Oh, she's just taking something. She's taking something to..."
A lot of men, I guess, would be very intimidated by seeing a girl stronger than them.
Enhance her performance. There are a couple of things that I don't let my mom know because I know she won't exactly be too proud of it. I don't tell her how often I lift. I don't tell her that I compete. She still wants me to look relatively attractive so I can get a husband.
Yeah, I get that, Ray.
So there's also some other things I clearly have not told her.
A time that I remember being criticized for my muscles, I was on a bus going to class, and this older lady sat next to me, and it was last fall, I believe, and we were just talking, and I think I was wearing something sleeveless like this. It was during summer, kind of. It was hot outside, And then like she looks at me and she's like, don't you think you're getting like a little too big? Mind you, I don't know this woman. And I was like, like what do you mean? Like, am I too big? She's like, I think you're just looking like more like manly now. At that point in time, I was starving myself, and then she said that, so that kind of like caused me like relapse, and it made me lose confidence in that point in time.
Bless her.
The amount of young impressionable girls going through eating disorders, they're very frail, they're very underweight, and can't support themselves because they think a little bit of size is the end of the world.
Young girls seeing that on social media, like with the skinny culture, is just terrible, because when I was younger, I thought I was supposed to look that way.
I mean, if you think of high school, I feel like there's going to be more expectations to be skinny. And so I feel like maybe I was trying to fit into that expectation. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Some people suck. Yeah, definitely. The Iron Women, love it.
The Iron Woman is just a whole bunch of jacked women that love going to the gym in Bloomington. A lot of them I had seen in the gym before, and I've always like wanted to go talk to them, but like I kind of was like,
That's a great community.
I shouldn't bother them, because you don't see that many women in the gym, and seeing all of us in one room, it was so sensational.
I walked into this set with a bunch of jacked freaking women, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is like heaven. Like I had a big smile on my face all day just to see the diversity in women as well.
I was just blown away.
To me, this is body positivity, not the paradise bullshit. This stuff, the Iron Women, is body positivity.
These women looked fantastic, and I just wanted to learn all about their history, their background.
It's empowering women,
and so I was
and that's
getting
what's
to meet them
important.
all, and I was just amazed.
Let's go. That's what I think, and I'm sticking to it. This is body positivity in action. These girls will scare the shit out of Stefan, they really would, yeah.
Every single time I step into the gym now, there's at least 2 Iron Women in there at all times. It is so cool. I've gotten so much stronger. These women inspire me to become the most strongest version of myself. Not just for myself, but for them as well. So that way I tell them, like, hey, if I can do this, you can do it. There's no excuse.
After meeting the Iron Women, I go to my campus gym, and then I see someone I know from Iron Women, another person. It's a good little community that I have because of all of this.
That's great.
That's okay, we'll work back up.
We're seeing so many people on social media giving advice on how to lift that it's bringing a lot of women into the gym.
Maybe just a little girl will see lean beef patty, and she'll see her and be like, I have the ability to be her.
Well, because of lifting is the whole reason why I got away from that ideology of I should be skinny. Instead of wanting to be skinny, I feel like I shifted my expectations more towards just being strong. As a kid myself, I had no idea of what a strong woman might look like. I just wasn't growing up with that idea, and so maybe that's why I grew up so skinny. I wish I had something to look up to, but I didn't. So my hope for young girls is that they do have that idea that they can look up to.
Do you know what? That might be you. Those girls might look up to you. So why not be a role model yourself? Be the role model that you never had in your own life. Let's say that.
I think the future of women in weightlifting is going to be even better than it is today. So we have a lot of women in like Gen Z, that era, that are getting into the gym, but I feel like the next generation after us are going to see us being strong, because right now we are in the spotlight of the cameras.
There is no limit to how strong you can be as a woman.
You just need to show up every day just for yourself.
Just like Steve. They're so strong, I love it. Damn, one-arm push-ups. Love it. Let's go. Together, we are strong. Nice. That was amazing. So as you can see, that's the kind of body positivity that we should be striving for. Not the bullshit perpetrated by a guy who just enjoys fetishes, in my opinion. So that was a good video to end it on, I think. Now, I hope you had a lovely time today. Sorry about the cutout because Channel 4 are bastards. But yeah, I'll have to try and get a stream on Twitch where I can react to that kind of stuff. Yeah? Would you mind putting a video in the Discord, Ray Ray? Then I'll remember it then. Otherwise, I'll just forget. If you could do that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. And then we can watch it next week. Jeff Nippard's workout is great too. Yeah, we should watch some more workout videos. At least that doesn't get fucking copyright violations. So yeah, thank you all for being here today. Thank you for all the super chats and the gifted memberships and the memberships. Very, very generous of you today. Down with Channel 4, exactly, bastards. Thank you all so much for your generosity today. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to have to start doing more live streams because you lot can't seem to get enough of them. So hopefully I can get some more live streams done during the week, but you know, we'll see. It depends. It depends on a lot of factors, but yeah. Truly appreciative of you all. Thank you so much for being here. You take care of yourselves.